This week we're talking about the newest Monster Hunter, our favorite game of all time getting a sequel, and more gaming news. This week, Monster Hunter Stories 3 was officially announced, and it's called Twisted Reflection. In this new story-focused entry, we follow the last remaining Rathalos rider. Your companion, or Monstie as they are called in the story series, is said to be the very last Rathalos in existence. That is, until someone finds an egg. And inside that egg, not one, but two baby Rathalos. Rathaloses, anyway, twins. Which would be adorable, except in this world, two Rathalos hatching from one egg is a bad omen. You're fighting for survival, while a mysterious blight called the Encroachment forces people to flee their homes and drags two kingdoms into war over the remaining territory. All Stories games so far have been turn-based battles, so it's probably safe to say that Twisted Reflection will be the same. It is coming to PC and consoles in 2026. Online co-op is confirmed, but don't expect to play the full story in seamless multiplayer for now, as the first two games didn't have that either, as far as we know, but it would be great if we could. But Monster Hunter wasn't the only new multiplayer game shown at this week's Nintendo Partner Direct. Here are a few more co-op games headed to PC and the consoles. The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales is a gorgeous HD 2D action RPG from the team behind Octopath Traveler and Bravely Default. It supports two-player co-op. One of you plays Elliot and the other plays Faye, a glowing butterfly fairy thing that looks delicate but packs a punch. It's set to release on PC, Xbox and Switch 2 next year. Katamari is back, and this time you're rolling your clump of random objects through different timelines in 4-player co-op. But you don't just roll, you rock! Expect chaotic couch battles, plus that iconic banger of a soundtrack. It's rolling out October 24th, 2025. The classic is finally getting proper co-op. You'll be able to play the original Plants vs. Zombies replanted campaign with a friend in local co-op. And there's also a brand new PvP mode. It's launching October 25th on PC and all consoles. Okay, full disclosure, I'm about to drown in nostalgia and some fangirling here, so please forgive me in advance. Because I love this franchise. Genuinely, Ragnarok Online is easily my favorite MMO of all time, if not my favorite game ever. Even though none of the mobile spin-offs and not even Row 2 ever came close to the magic that was classic Row back in 2006. So when Row 3 was first teased a few months ago, we kind of shrugged it off. But the latest gameplay trailer, let me tell you, they got me again. Not just because they are marketing it with bold slogans like Row, as it was meant to be, and a tribute to every true Row fan. I mean, bold move gravity, but it kinda worked. The visuals are clearly upscaled to 3D, and yeah, some elements are reimagined for a more modern look. But the soul of Row is still there. The iconic job classes with second and third job progressions, and the familiar cities and landscapes of Rune Midgard. Some modern changes do stand out, like clearer UI, visible attack indicators, new 10-player dungeons, and a 1000-player PvP battle in the War of Imperium. There's also a glimpse of refined life skills like cooking and art. For what else is new, we'll just have to be patient. Which I am not. Unfortunately, the next playtests are region-locked to some countries in Asia. And while I am desperate to see more, I guess I still won't pack my bags and move. So even though they are calling this a global version for PC and mobile, we still don't know if that includes Europe or the Americas. If you're a Row fan too, please drop your favorite memory in the comments. I'd love to read all of them. And speaking of online multiplayer, the upcoming free-to-play pixel art MMORPG Drakantos just wrapped up its closed beta weekend. And it was actually a big success. Almost 10,000 players at peak jumped in to check out this indie MMO, including us, of course. Now, was it perfect? Definitely not. but the devs were super quick to respond and already shared a list of the main pain points they'll be tackling next. On the top of the list are the controls. Believe it or not, during the beta you could only move with WASD and attack using I and O. Yeah, that led to a lot of missed attacks and very confused hands. I constantly wanted to put my hand back on the mouse. They've now confirmed fixes are on the way, including proper keyboard and mouse support, the removal of ally body blocking, and improvements to input lag and early game progression. Dracantos isn't just another pixel MMO, it's a hero-based one. There were 20 unique characters in the beta, each with their own class, backstory and abilities. And beyond your typical quests and missions, there's PvP battlegrounds, ranked modes and some pretty ambitious features in the works. Player housing, market trading and even global events. As for us, we liked the style but struggled with the controls, and a world that felt oddly empty at times. The tutorial didn't really draw us in, maybe because you don't create your own character but pick a pre-made hero with their own backstory. Still, Dracantos has potential, so we're keeping an eye on it. A new Battlefield 6 multiplayer trailer just dropped, and this time it's more than just pretty cinematics. The trailer looks fantastic, showcasing all the epic Battlefield action you would expect. Vehicle combat with fighter jets, tanks and heavy artillery. Plus a class-based squad system where you can pick assault, engineer, recon or support based on your playstyle. The maps look diverse too, with locations like Cairo, Brooklyn and even Gibraltar. Destruction, however, steals the show, with the trailer highlighting walls, floors and even entire buildings being torn down. Expect plenty of destructible environments to use to your tactical advantage. While the debate over whether the game would cost $80 or more has cooled, as it will be cheaper, a new discussion is heating up. The game will not only require EA account linking and third-party EULA agreements, but is also using EA's anti-cheat system, Javelin. Some players are voicing concerns about granting developers access to their system and data, though kernel-level anti-cheats have proven effective against cheaters. It's becoming rare for any PvP-focused game to launch without one, so this isn't too surprising. However, Javelin only launches with the game, unlike other systems like Vanguard, which activate at system startup. It will be interesting to see how many players will actually be deterred by that, when Battlefield 6 launches on October 10th. When Fairlight 84 launched back in 2023, it faced issues like technical bugs, poor optimization, high ping, and the controversial removal of jetpacks thereafter. Naturally, the players weren't happy and dropped the game. 2 years and a budget of $140 million later, the game now relaunches next week with a complete overhaul, adding a first-person mode, enhanced graphics, gameplay and performance. They are also reintroducing the jetpacks, so nothing can go wrong now, can it? Apparently, fans of the Horizon franchise were not the only ones spotting a few similarities between Light of Motiram and their game. So it comes as no surprise that Sony is now suing Tencent, the parent company of developer Polaris Quest. With its glowing, red-eyed robotic creatures and characters in tribal gear roaming an open world, Sony is calling it a slavish clone and is demanding $150,000 in damages per copy sold. What's even more intriguing is that Sony claims Tencent had approached them earlier to collaborate on a new game in the Horizon universe. After Sony turned down the proposal, Light of Motiram appeared not long after. Coincidence? Sharpen your katanas, put on your Yoruis and warm up that sake, because Heavenly Spear is coming to Age of Mythology. This next expansion lets you command 12 Japanese gods, summon mythical legends and lead samurai into battle. There is also a 12 mission campaign, new divine powers, tech and strategic layers to master. It's releasing on September 30th, so make sure to stock up on offerings. You don't want to anger the yokais, do you? The new State of Slay update for Orcs Must Die Death Trap finally brings crossplay between PlayStation and Steam. Plus, Brunch Square, a fan favorite map from previous installments, is back. Just make sure that's really marmalade on your toast. The update also introduces new traps, gameplay improvements, and bug fixes. Brunch has never been more brutal. After Dracula took center stage as the main antagonist in Season 1, it's no surprise that Blade is now joining the roster as a playable duelist in Marvel Rivals. Armed with his ancestral sword and shotgun, Blade's playstyle is all about slicing and blasting his way through enemies, vampire or not. At this point, it's not a question of if, but when the first Belmont will make his debut appearance in the game. Blade will be available on August 8 alongside Season 3.5. Hela, the charming 3D co-op adventure from Wind Up Games, is coming in 2026, with a fresh inclusion of the Nintendo Switch 2 in the platform lineup. Players will guide a group of courageous mouse familiars on a heartfelt mission to save their beloved witch, who has fallen ill. Set in a magical, Scandinavian-inspired world, the game will offer crafting, puzzle solving, and co-op gameplay for up to 4 players. It's set to launch across all major platforms, including PC, PS5, Xbox Series, and the Nintendo Switch 2. If you have ever struggled to pick your favorite horsemen of the apocalypse, no judgment, go ahead and pick all of them. Now's your chance to experience the full crew. The first 3 Darksider games focused on war, death, and fury in solo adventures. But Darksiders 4, set to release next year, brings in the 4th horseman, Strife, and throws in 4-player co-op on top of that. Now, that's a fresh take on a sequel. While gameplay details are still mostly speculation, we know it will be an action-adventure set in an apocalyptic Earth, picking up right where the original games left off. Blue Protocol Star Resonance has backpedaled on its controversial closed beta spending plan. Initially, players could earn big rebates for spending real money on items during the beta, but the backlash was swift, with concerns over exploiting players and the temporary nature of beta progress. In response, the devs have scrapped the rebate system and switched to a simpler solution. Now, all money spent during the closed beta will be refunded as in-game currency at launch, without extra bonuses. While the change is welcome, we still think that a beta with paid items feels a bit off. But that's all for this week. We wish you a ton of fun in co-op with your favorite people, and we'll see you again in the next one.